The time is 6:34 p.m. October 19th, 2024. So let me repeat that. The time is 6:34 p.m. It's October 19th, year 2024. The events that just went up onto the video evidence of the Iranian prostitute of 1507, who I've witnessed for years, involved with violent terrorism and organ harvesting. All right, so that all took place in the last 15 minutes at the time just stated. All right, the poisoning is what I strongly believe a biological agent. It's not quite a chemical gas. It's incredibly wicked. I was surprised I could film the terrorist female vacating and going off, protected and harbored from the sanctuary, protected by the U.S. government, protected by the Pentagon. I was surprised I even could film her vacating premise before all this liquid, absolute hell comes gushing out of you. And it happened exactly the time I announced it. I cannot talk about any of the poisonings that I ever reported on my testimonies. Okay, the chemical gas, I cannot talk about any of them. I cannot even talk about the one that you just witnessed happen to me now. Okay, all I can report is that I was in here watching television. My television was on rather loud. I hear this gigantic, insane boom. Just massive boom. I have to plug my ears in order to keep going here because I'm in Washington, D.C. Okay, so my ears are plugged. Let's keep going. I hear this massive boom. I thought construction workers had entered into this property, 1509 S Street Northwest. I needed to verify whether or not there was people in this house or if they were raising absolute utter hell in one of these backyards. It was one of the two. So I looked out, and there's where I saw the Iranian Muslim terrorist female from 1507. She's also a massive major prostitute sex worker. She had been bashing and booming her car doors and everything she could get her hands on while she was out there before she drove off. All right. And then what you saw is what you saw in the video. And at that time that she boomed and made such noise, I thought it was people possibly doing construction in my house. I had to verify where this noise was coming from. It was construction. It was that loud. She's that bombastic. She's under the influence. She's a sex worker. She has psychiatric issues, and she's protected by law enforcement. So that is why this crazy behavior of drawing so much attention to oneself when they're a violent terrorist and they're known and they're on the internet. These terrorists on S Street are relying on Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department and the U.S. Federal agents to protect them. Without these individuals within law enforcement, they have no protection. The Pentagon has been diminished. The Pentagon can only protect this terrorist cell when they try to engage in warfare. And that's all I'm allowed to say. Other than that, the Pentagon cannot protect this terrorist compound. It's the law enforcement that protects it. And she also gives her sex for money to these law enforcement officers. Okay, this is how it works here. So you saw that by minute one of her engaged in protected, harbored sanctuary terrorism, you saw what she did, violent terrorism. I got poisoned by a serious lethal gas in here on film. And you also saw my cell phone become hacked. My cell phone had become hacked. It happens when I was filming the male psychotic terrorist who was involved with organ harvesting, who pretended to live in the basement. He did not live down there. He stored dead bodies down there. I have yet to film all of the basement. As of right now, I'm forbidden from filming the basement. All right, so a female was out there for about 1 minute, maybe 90 seconds, making that insane construction worker equivalent to like booming, like you don't know what's going on. Did someone just knock in a wall here or what's going on? She's got to be struggling to make that much fucking noise in her yard, but she definitely accomplishes it. So I verified it was a backyard. I verified it was the female Iranian hooker. I verified she's still harbored here. She's still coming and going, and this is a sanctuary. She can go anywhere she wants as long as she has a law enforcement to protect her. So I verified all that. And that was about 90 seconds, that crazy bombastic spectacle of just construction noise she was making and slamming her car doors and boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that was within 90 seconds before I filmed to 60 seconds, not very long. I mean, I got right up and looked because I want to know if someone's in here is why. So I went right away to see where the fuck this fucking noise is coming from. Okay, you get it? All right. So you can see the sequence of time. She was out there for 1 minute making all this crazy noise. And then you can watch the timer on the video is when they hit me with poisonous gas. They just lit me up in here. And I was surprised that it didn't all come out of my rear end. It is brutal and gruesome what they're doing to me in here. It is serious freaking business. I had just finished my dinner. I can't talk about what I've done. I can't talk about anything of my emotions, my movements in here, but I'm feeling fine. I can say that. I'm fine as a whip until they light me up. And so this is the series of events. Female violent terrorist goes in yard, makes massive noise. Within 1 minute, my room fills up with lethal chemical gas or biological gas. It's one of the two. It's very poisonous. And within 2 minutes, I'm sprinting to gush it all out of my rear end, thinking I'm dying. Once again, in the middle of the evening, feeling just fine. And that is your female who I can testify to and have witness engaged in Muslim terrorism, violent terrorism. I mean, I'm waiting for them to pick her up. She's losing ground here, relying on cops that she does, sex with and blowjobs with. But that is why she comes and goes. All right, goodbye.